Now, I already know what you thinking, man. Why this boy actually come on the camera, snap back all that, bro? Because you know what I'm saying? Lakers, baby. That chip, baby. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't even see game 5 yet, but I already know the Lakers won. If I'm wrong, I'm stupid. But I ain't wrong. I already know.
Green for 3. Off the mark.
None of that got nothing to do with the video today. Look, today we getting into detail. That's right. Today's video is all about Jeff the Killer. Now, I know what y'all thinking. The typical person is scared. I ain't scared. Jeff the Killer's scared of me, bro. I walked to that dude, look him in the eyes, smiling like these. But now, on the contrary, look, Jeff the Killer isn't half as bad as a man as you guys think. You gotta hear about his story. So today, man, we're gonna be looking at the infographics channel to find out the true explanation of Jeff the Killer. I'm just kidding, that boy's still evil. But we're gonna find out why today. So look, strap in, buckle up, all that. Hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to get 100K. I'm trying to slide in girls' DMs with the little frost emoji like Quavo. And don't leave me on red. Yeah. With all that being said, let's hop straight to this bad boy. Let's get it.
It's one of those nights where you just can't seem to enter that final stage of sleep where deep sleep embraces you. You
Deep
turn
sleep.
over and over, drifting in and out of consciousness.
That was
having
me last night.
strange, nightmarish thoughts during your micro sleeps.
Last
the
night.
Day was oppressively hot and humid, so you left the window cracked.
There was
to
a
get
volcano.
breeze, and now the curtains seem to
Don't
expand
ask me
and
about my
contract,
dreams.
like lungs filling with air. It's
Uh-huh.
kind of relaxing to watch. Until you
Look how
see
smooth
something.
they
Were
animations
those
is.
eyes peeping through the curtains, your heart
stop
begins
playing.
to race. Is this the creep you'd heard rumors about? The deranged serial killer known as Jeff the Killer that's still on the
Ugh.
loose?
Jeff
No,
look like a
you must have been dreaming.
girl in
You
that
rub
photo.
your eyes and take another look.
I ain't too scared of him.
Squinting through the dark, you see a ghoulish, monstrous face looking straight
you see?
at
What you see?
as he slowly pulls himself through.
What
your
the
eyes.
heck? Oh, heck, bro, first of all, if I see Jeff the Killer crawling like these, I'm telling you now, I'm putting that boy out of here. Get out my face. Crawling on the ground. What's wrong with you? Grown man crawling on the ground. How you about to kill me? How I die disrespectfully?
In the morning, your bed
bro,
will be empty.
anywhere
in
in
the weeks to come,
boots.
you'll be just another statistic, another missing kid. One
Oh,
of
wow.
thousands of young folks that go missing in the USA each year.
That's
in time, your
tragic.
family will give up hope of ever seeing you again. You've become one of the 115 children that year whose disappearance has been
What?
officially recorded as stranger abduction. It's true that every
That's
year
ridiculous.
scores of young people just vanish into thin air. Sometimes they go out and don't come home.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're at the shopping mall with their parents and just disappear, never to be seen again. Sometimes they're snatched from their beds during
Yeah.
the night.
Mhm.
There
Let me get
are
snatched from
real-life
my bed.
boogeymen out there. Maniacs on the loose,
That's
skulking
facts.
around quiet neighborhoods.
That's facts.
So, who is Jeff the Killer? Is he responsible for those unexplained abductions?
No.
Is he even real? Moving to a new place in
maybe.
your teens isn't much fun
Maybe.
at all. You make friends, and then you have to abandon them. But for Jeff and
That's
his
true.
brother Lou, the move wasn't so difficult
And
to
his
accept.
brother?
The new house was
He had a
fancy,
brother?
to say the least, and the neighborhood didn't look too bad either. No
Okay.
sooner than Jeff, Lou, and their parents got their new house
Oh,
in
that
order,
boy
the
Jeff
nosy
was a
neighbors came around
suburban.
to say hello and check out who they'd be loving or hating in the next year or so.
Yeah, I
To
like
break
that.
the ice, one of the neighbors invited the family to a birthday party. The neighbor
All right.
Barbara explained that her son Billy was about to have a birthday
Yeah,
party.
Billy.
Jeff's mom
Congrats.
Margaret
Happy
said her husband
birthday.
Peter as well as the kids would love to go. At this point, Jeff and Lou were in the background listening, both
Yeah.
of them feeling kind of peeved that their parents had agreed on their behalf to go to the party of some
Bro,
kid they didn't even
you
know.
are a
Young
kid,
Jeff
man.
had always had a problem with authority, and he was quick to tell his mom that she shouldn't do stuff like that.
Always them little bad kids, bro. Like, calm down. Now, if that kid was black, I'm telling you now. Talk back. Where the belt at? Where my belt at?
In that moment of teenage
Bad
angst,
kids.
he felt something really strange inside him, like his very own pair of anguish, an acute pain in his stomach. He felt
What?
hypnotized by his own anger. How
Why
dare
is he
she
that
do He
mad?
thought. He then
That's your
came out of
mom.
his enraged trance, not really knowing what had come over him. The same thing happened again the next morning as he was hastily eating a bowl of multigrain peanut butter Cheerios. With something in his
Peanut
stomach,
butter
this time
Cheerios?
a
Y'all
grinding
eating
pain.
that?
And there was that feeling of rage again.
I
He
get
didn't
mad
know if he
too.
liked it or not. Maybe it was just moving stress, anxiety about going to a new
Yeah.
school, meeting new kids. Some of them were bound to be jerks, that
I'm
was
just
for
kidding.
sure.
Yeah.
He realized he was gripping his spoon so hard his knuckles were white. He was
What?
trembling with anger. But
Bro,
Jeff's anxieties
why you
were
that
justified
mad?
that
Let
morning
go
at
of
the
the
school
spoon.
bus stop. Some wise-ass kid did an ollie on a skateboard right over Jeff and Lou's legs.
Wow.
Had he messed that up, he could have snapped one of their legs like a twig.
Yeah,
Jeff
but
didn't
he
know it then,
didn't.
but this was the beginning of an end. The skateboarder was soon joined
Boy,
by two
getting
other
mad
kids,
at
and in
everything.
true
Calm
Stephen King
down.
fashion, there was one cool kid, the skateboarder, whose name was Randy, a
All right,
nerdy-looking
Randy.
kid named Keith, and an obese kid whose name was Troy.
Yep, they
These
bullied
kids
him.
would become Jeff's mortal enemies, his
I
bête
figured.
noirs. In literal French,
Bet
that means
noise.
black beasts. Well,
Black
look
beast?
what's been
Hold
dragged
up.
into the neighborhood, said Randy.
Why you
Couple
gotta
of new
bring
freaks
black
to kick
into it?
around
I'm
for
just
a
kidding.
while. The fat kid guffawed, and the skinny-looking nerdy kid just stood there motionless. Randy explained to Jeff and Lou that as new kids on the block,
Yeah.
there was a tax to pay, calling it a bus fare, and
Oh,
intimidating
bus
them.
fare? Hold up, bro. Hey, this boy saying we gotta check in? Nope. Nah, bro. You got life messed up, my boy. Look, I ain't checking in with you and talk about you gotta check in cause I'm new. Shoot, who is you? When I move to the parks, I'm the big boss around here. Back on my face.
He stood his ground, pushing Randy back.
Oh,
but
yeah,
in
push
a
him.
moment of
Push
outraged
him.
anger, the fat kid whipped out a knife.
Oh, of course the
Randy
fat kid
turned
got
to
a
his
knife.
two bootlicker friends and
Gotta
said,
have a weapon.
Well, looks like these
You already got
kids
your
are gonna
gut.
have to learn the hard way. The fat kid wielded the knife right in front of Lou's face
Uh-oh.
and proceeded to rifle through Lou's pockets. He then
What?
passed the wallet to Randy. All the time, Lou was
Y'all
thinking
some
how
evil kids.
inconceivable
Why you
it
getting
was
robbed for
three
being
kids
new?
in a wealthy and quiet suburban American
I hate
neighborhood
people.
to mug him and his brother on their way to school. Jeff just sat there, boiling, raging, on the verge of exploding. That devilish feeling.
Dang, that boy doing the ad-lib, boy, sound like the...
He felt possessed with anger.
Oh my
He
gosh,
finally
yo,
stood
calm
up and
down,
growled
bro.
at Randy. You give that
Growled.
wallet back to my bro. I'll knock the teeth right out of your face.
Yeah!
Jeff
Knock the
was
teeth off
seething,
him.
And before Randy could respond physically or come up with a smart retort, he punched Randy square in the nose,
Bah!
shattering it like porcelain.
Yeah.
Who hadn't seen Jeff
Beat
do
him
that
up.
before, but he was even more surprised when his younger brother grabbed Randy's finger and snapped it.
What?
Jeff took Randy's knife, but soon Skinny Keith and Portly Troy were on his back.
Uh-oh.
Lightweight Keith took a stabbing for the team and went down like a
Yo!
sack of bricks. Jeff pushed Troy off him and hit him so hard in the
Dang.
stomach that Troy threw up as he crawled on the floor.
Dang,
The scene
Jeff!
was a massacre. Lou had never seen anything like that before from his brother.
Wow.
Man, bro, what the hell's gotten into you? The
Bro,
two
he
ran
just
to school
saved your
rather
life,
than get
bro.
the
Don't
bus.
talk about
Jeff
that.
looked behind and he could see people on the street attending to the wounded kids. Did he feel remorse that day as
Nah,
he sat in his class,
I wouldn't.
listening to a teacher talk about
I probably
a
wouldn't stab him.
congregation? No.
Big old
He felt
teacher.
the opposite.
Looked like
He
somebody
felt alive.
taught me.
He felt the violence in his very marrow. He loved violence. This
Oh,
was a
wow.
new discovery for him. Part 2. Jeff the Maniac. Jeff got home
Jeff
that
the
evening
psycho.
and his mom asked him how school was, to which Jeff replied, awesome, as the sweet memory of the beating
Wow.
and the smell of someone else's
That
blood
boy
filled his senses.
evil.
But as things tend to go, Jeff wasn't exactly off the hook for executing what the justice system calls a serious assault.
Yeah.
Not to mention using a deadly weapon on a child. The cops
Exactly.
turned up at Jeff's house. and
Wait,
explained-
but the other people had that weapon too. So if they would have stabbed Jeff and them, oh, it would have been off the hook. That's Randy and the boys from down the street. You know what I'm saying? But nah, if I stab him because he's trying to stab me, I'm in trouble? What is this, bro? I mean, shoot, don't stab nobody. Look, only thing y'all gotta stab is that like button. Hit the like button one good time. You know what I'm saying? Notifications. 2 quick stabbings. Instagram. Just do it.
Son's outstanding wrath had caused some serious injuries to 3 kids that lived in the neighborhood. Jeff, as stubborn as ever, explained to the cops and his distraught parents that he'd been the victim of the violence, and he had only retaliated in a comparable fashion.
That's facts.
Comparable,
Not
said one of the
comparable.
cops. I got 2 kids in the hospital with stab wounds, and another kid that looks like he's been kicked in the stomach by a racehorse. Jeff
Hey.
had to try really hard not to smile. He bit his lip.
Ow!
What did he do, though? The game was up. There were witnesses.
Yeah.
There was forensic evidence. Okay.
It's not his
Jeff
fault.
said, it was me, but I was only sticking up for my bro. Those guys pulled out the knife first. I just finished it.
Yup.
Jeff was already thinking about spending a year in what he heard was nicknamed Gladiator School. when his
Gladiators?
brother Lou came rushing down the stairs. With the knife in his hands, Lou said, it was me. Don't arrest my brother.
What?
Lou put down the knife and the cops cuffed him. All the while, Jeff was telling him that
Why'd
Lou
he
was lying,
lie?
that it was he who was at fault.
No!
Without carnage. As his
Why would
brother
he
was
do
taken
that?
away in the cop car, Jeff sat in the driveway weeping. What had he done?
Dude,
For days,
why?
Jeff stayed in his bed with the curtains closed. He
That's
couldn't
probably
go
why he
sleep.
doesn't go to
couldn't even
sleep.
He just lay in bed, depressed, feeling as if darkness had chosen him, abused him, manipulated him. After a few days, something unbelievable happened.
What,
His
what,
mom
what?
waltzed into his bedroom as if nothing had happened, as if she hadn't just lost a son to a brutal
Like,
penal
what?
system, possibly for many years.
Oh, shoot,
She
he
just
gonna
whipped
kill
back
his
the curtains
mom.
and jovially exclaimed to Jeff, "Guess what day it is?" What the? Thought Jeff. Has this woman lost her mind?
Is she dumb?
It's party day, said his mom. You remember, before all that nonsense with the knives, we
Wow,
invited to
they
Billy's birthday
still
bash.
want him to go to
Jeff
Billy's?
was rather displeased with his mom's patent lack of empathy. Come on, Jeff, she said.
Come
Say your
on,
brother's
Jeff.
gone for a while. Don't let that spoil an otherwise beautiful sunny day. You'll always be my beautiful son. Let's go have some fun. For some reason,
Wow.
Jeff didn't like being called beautiful.
I mean, he
noticed
is
she'd
hideous.
really gone overboard with her clothes. She was dressed to impress, and this bugged him even more. When
Why?
Franklin
That's your
arrived at
mom,
Barbara's
bro?
house, Jeff noticed that all the adults were wearing fancy clothes. All of them. It seemed they were trying to impress each other.
Yeah,
Some of
they
them
are.
were noticeably drunk already, talking loudly about their many accomplishments and the wonderful, talented children they'd brought into
Drunk
the world.
dude.
Go on in the yard and play with the other kids, Jeff's mom said. This would prove to be foolhardy, given Jeff's track record so far with kids in the neighborhood.
Jeff
And then
already
it happened.
beat 3
Just
up.
as Jeff was starting
He about to
get
add
along
another
with the
3
children,
piece.
Randy,
No cap.
Keith, and Troy appeared. Still looking a bit beaten up, but no doubt ready for another round with the new kid.
No, don't
Randy
do that.
Said, you didn't think this was done, did you? It ain't done by a long way.
Oh my gosh, Randy. Come on, Randy. Already gave you the hands once. You think a second time ain't gonna hurt? Come on, throw them dukes.
What ensued was a one-on-one with Randy and Jeff. Jeff headbutted Randy, breaking
Uh-oh,
his recently
one-on-ones?
fixed nose yet another time.
Bang!
Blood splattered on the faces of the younger kids.
Oh my
sending them
gosh.
running around the garden in
On the young kids?
The
That's
small
so
kid
evil.
froze, and as a teddy bear dropped from his hands, you could see a wet patch form and expand on the front of his SpongeBob
That
shorts.
boy done
Jeff got the
paid
better of Randy,
himself.
but then the two goons pulled out their guns.
What?
This was unheard of in the neighborhood. And
Why
even
do
some
kids
of the
have a
parents
gun?
Were now running into the distance, shouting, "Someone call 911!"
That boy
Jeff
pulled
couldn't
out
do
El
anything
Glocko.
with guns pointed at him,
The
and
heck?
before he knew it, Randy stabbed him with a knife. Troy
Wow.
and Keith laughed like the goons they were, and then Randy
See?
just started beating Jeff to a pulp. He dragged Jeff into the kitchen, whereupon he picked up a bottle of vodka
What?
and smashed it on Jeff's head.
Why
Jeff
are they
didn't
doing
fight back.
this?
He took every punch, every kick. His face was dripping blood.
What?
A shard of glass was sticking out of his head.
No!
His stomach was punctured, but he didn't fight back.
Why
"Come
not?"
on," said Randy. "Hit me. Fight back." Jeff just took more shots to the face, but he didn't retaliate.
Why not?
To try and light the fire again in Jeff, Randy shouted, "Your bro's some dude's girl right now, and that's all because of me. Fight me." Part 3.
Wow. He said, yo, bro is some dude's girl while he's in jail. That's the most disrespectful. Look. Sit down, boy. Yeah, sir. Sit him down, boy. Shoot, I wouldn't be taking stabs to the face. You got me messed up. Not my pretty face. Somebody else's. Shoot, not mine.
And that was it.
Uh-oh.
That was the final
Jeff
straw.
snapped.
Jeff felt that rage build up inside of him again. He lurched at
Boy, he
Randy
didn't
with
care
a
about
rabid
the
lunge.
gun.
He
He
pushed
care
him
about
down
none of
and
that.
smothered him with his incredible strength. Randy was
Bop!
helpless.
Hit
Jeff
that boy
drew
with the
back
elbow.
his fist and punched Randy right in the heart.
Woo!
A shocked look appeared on Randy's face, like he just
Yeah,
seen the
Randy.
devil himself. He took one last breath. Blood
Yes,
bubbled from his
sir,
mouth.
you done
He
for.
died there and then.
He died?
The parents there still couldn't believe what they'd witnessed.
Oh,
There were
oh,
children.
what?
Children that had
He
become
killed him?
feral, animalistic, bestial. Keith and Troy now turned
Yo.
their guns on Jeff. They
Uh-oh.
fired and missed. Jeff ran up the stairs past the
should've
parents, now in a
hit,
state
buddy.
of shock. Their faces whiter than the new ceramic
I'm
tiles
kinda
on
on
the
Jeff's
kitchen floor.
side with this,
Now
I'm
out
not
of
gonna lie.
bullets, Troy and Keith pulled knives out on Jeff, but soon Jeff had his own weapon, a towel rack. He cracked
towel
Troy's
rack?
balloon-sized head with
Bink!
it, knocking him clean out.
Home
Soon
run!
Keith realized he was
Bink!
probably now out of his depth, but it was too late. There was nowhere to run. They were both in
Shouldn't
the
have did that,
bathroom
buddy.
fighting, and suddenly they hit a shelf and a bottle of bleach fell on them.
Uh-oh.
Inexplicably, the bleach was open and the boys were both covered in the stuff.
Uh-oh.
Keith screamed
how he got
as
his
the
white
bleach
face?
burned his face, and that's when Jeff caved Keith's wiry face in with his handy
Oh,
towel.
shoot,
As
with a
Keith lay on
towel
the
rack. He
floor,
beat him
not
up with a
far from
towel
death,
rack.
He smiled. "Funny, huh?" said Jeff,
Why
somewhat
you
nonplussed,
smiling?
even though he was no stranger to strangeness.
His face
"Look
is
at
turning
you,"
white.
mumbled Keith through bloody, broken teeth. "You've been doused in bleach and vodka." Keith's last effort to beat that new kid was to throw a cigarette lighter at Jeff. Jeff
Why?
burst into flames, and screaming, he ran downstairs and through the house. He
Uh-oh.
was a ball
I
of
hope they got a
flames,
tool.
human inferno.
A pool.
Parents stood back and
Not a
mourned.
tool.
Jeff
They already
collapsed,
had
and
that
that's
tool.
the last thing he remembered about that day. Part 4.
Uh-oh.
Jeff the Killer. The
Yeah.
next thing Jeff knew, he was lying in a hospital bed and he couldn't move.
Yo,
Almost
he
his
should be
entire
in
body was covered
prison.
with bandages.
He
Suddenly
killed
heard,
somebody.
"He's awake." It was that familiar voice of his overbearing mother, but this time he was pleased she was by his side. "Jeff,"
What?
she said, "Lou is out. Witnesses told the police that Randy had first produced the knife. Your brother's free.
That's facts.
We're going home, a family
Wait.
again."
We're going home a family. So you saying because Randy had the knife first, which Jeff already told him, that cancels the fact that Randy's dead and Jeff killed him with a punch to the heart? With a hot dog? I like this story, so we're gonna keep it going.
Jeff felt a twinge of relief, but it was
Let's go.
hard to be happy when his body was covered in 3rd, 2nd, and 1st-degree burns. He tried to smile, and then he
Smokey the
realized
Bear
that he had
can.
no lips to smile with. His
Oh,
mother
wow.
saw her son's pain. "Good news, though, Jeff. Every cloud has a silver She didn't finish her sentence, this time being self-aware enough not to be chirpy in a horrible situation. Sometime later, both Jeff's parents were there when his final bandage had to be pulled off.
All right,
This
pull
is
it
gonna
off.
hurt a bit, the doctor told Jeff.
Blah, blah, blah,
as those
blah, blah,
final
blah, blah,
bandages
blah.
unfurled from Jeff's face. He was taken aback by the sheer horror
Oh,
painted on his
shoot.
parents' faces.
They
were
son
trying to
built
suppress their disgust,
ugly.
but something hardwired into their brains wouldn't allow them to hide their terror.
They're
Jeff
like,
asked for a mirror. The doctor told him,
that boy ugly. I'm just kidding. That's ridiculous. Now that's ridiculous.
one part of your face and then move to another part. This might come as a shock to you, but you'll soon get used to it. Jeff
my
didn't
gosh.
take that advice and instead just grabbed the mirror. For
Oh, no.
seconds, minutes, he stared at that mirror,
Ew.
moving his head from side to side,
He's
studying
like,
every
hold up.
angle. His parents
I'm
were
built
waiting
like
for him
a-
to cry, to scream,
I'm built
to collapse
like
in
a-
shock, but as Jeff
Ugly?
was looking at his new face, a white, leathery face, a face
What,
without
did he
eyelids,
like it?
without anything resembling normal lips, it just looked as though he was happy with the results of his personal
What?
tragedy. It's perfect, he said, just perfect. He wasn't
That evil laugh. I know y'all heard
When Jeff
that.
was left alone, the doctor
Weirdo.
told his parents that their son was in shock, and it wasn't unusual for someone to act that way. The
Yeah.
reality, he said, hadn't just set in. Just take him home, the doctor said, and give him a lot of support.
They
Of
should
course we
not
will,
have let
said
him
Jeff's
go
mother,
home.
feeling ever so slightly guilty.
Mistake
that
number
she was glad
5.
about the fact that Jeff would be easier to control now that he was damaged goods. Oh, said the doctor as he was walking away, don't let him be alone for long. Later that
Why?
night, while the family was sleeping, Jeff's mom was awoken by a strange sound coming from the bathroom. When she entered that
What that boy
bathroom,
doing in the
she couldn't
bathroom?
believe what she was seeing. Jeff was
That boy
carving a
blowing that
smile
thing
over his
up.
face with the knife.
What if a
He
breeze?
also cut off what remained of his eyelids.
What?
How do I look, Ma? Jeff said earnestly. She couldn't even speak. She couldn't
Huh?
move. The woman was petrified.
What you
"What's
mean
up,
how
Ma?
I look?"
Don't you think I'm beautiful anymore? Yeah, she said while slowly backpedaling out of the bathroom.
Yeah, shoot, you beautiful, all right. Hit that moonwalk, though. Hit that moonwalk. We gone. Dusty, musty, crusty. You ain't beautiful. You built like a dang lima bean with ketchup and yeah.
You are my beautiful son. You'll always be my
She out
beautiful
here
little
capping,
honey
boy.
pot." She then ran for it, got Jeff's dad, and the two of them tried to wrestle the knife from Jeff's hand. What? Jeff screamed. You lied to me. You don't think I'm beautiful. He was too powerful for them. The rage had
Chill.
returned, and it wasn't difficult to
kid.
stick that knife into both of them.
What?
Jeff stood over them, their lungs drowning in their own blood.
So
It
he
was a
just
beautiful
killed his
sight.
parents for
He
what?
was Jeff the killer. That's what he'd always been. A killer.
What?
He had one last stop before he left the house and fulfilled his own prophecy.
Wait.
Jeff walked into Lou's room.
Not his
Standing
brother.
At the side of Lou's bed, he put his scarred, leathery hand over his brother's mouth. Lou
What?
suddenly looked at Jeff with wide open eyes. As
What?
his dear brother sunk a knife deep into his stomach.
Why?
Said Jeff.
That's the boy you was
"Just go to
fighting
sleep."
for.
Part 5. Jeff the
Told him,
Thriller.
"Go to
we weren't
sleep."
kidding at the start when we said that in the U.S.,
Wow.
scores of young people are abducted by strangers.
That's
but did
ridiculous.
Jeff the Killer ever actually exist? We think most of you already know that this is fiction, but what really
Okay.
gives it away? If you go back from the start of the original Jeff the Killer story,
Let's hear
there's
it,
always
let's
a
hear it.
part that says, excerpt from a local newspaper, ominous unknown killer is still at large.
Yeah.
After weeks of unexplained
All right.
murders, the ominous unknown killer is still on the rise. After little evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely
Yeah?
tells a story. Okay, so first of all,
Let's
the
hear that
headline
story,
of that story,
then.
ominous unknown killer is still at large, would never be a headline in any newspaper anywhere.
That's facts.
Trust us. We have former journalists and editors on our team of writers.
Yeah,
the writer of
that
Jeff
sounds
the
real.
Killer seems to have found that adjective ominous and then gone and used it wherever he can. Secondly,
Yeah.
the first paragraph is badly written. Listen to this. There,
All right, let
in
me-
the little ray of light illuminating from between my curtains were a pair of two eyes. These weren't regular eyes, they were dark, ominous eyes.
Yeah, no,
Ominous
that's
again.
cap,
But the
bro.
grammar
You don't
also
just
isn't
use that,
corrected
that's
in the
cap.
first sentence. As for a pair of two eyes, that's called a tautology, and no news editor on earth would allow that to go to print.
Yeah, a pair of
so we
two
know at
eyes,
the very
that's
beginning
like
that this
4.
tale is not true. If
Yeah,
the point
pair
was
of
to
eyes.
make it sound believable, the Jeff the Killer writer messed up right at the start.
Yeah.
As for a young boy
He messed
attacking
up.
other young boys
That's
and
real.
going on a
That
murder
happens.
spree, well, there just haven't been any
Oh, well,
murder sprees of this kind
I'm dumb.
since the story was first published
I said
in
that happens.
2011. So what about Jeff's amazing heart-stopping strength? Well, let's just take a
Cap.
giant leap and say Jeff was possessed and had superhuman strength for a 13-year-old kid.
Okay.
So there is something called commotio cordis, which can
What's
happen
that?
to a person when they're struck in the heart region of their chest at just the right time.
Yeah.
And yes, it can kill.
Kill,
You can
okay.
actually find quite a few stories of when this has happened to young people,
Like
although
baseball.
baseballs were the killer,
Baseball.
not punches.
It
What
hits
about
him
Jeff
right in
going
the
up in
chest.
flames after having a vodka bottle smashed over him and being doused with bleach?
Yeah,
Firstly,
that's
not
cap.
much vodka would have gotten on Jeff. Secondly, you couldn't set a person on fire if you splashed vodka on them.
That's facts.
It's not flammable.
I mean, I don't know that,
Remember
but that's
that
facts though.
Keith somehow threw the lighter? We're guessing it was a Zippo lighter with a wick. But even then, vodka? No way. As for the bleach, which made Keith and Jeff scream, well, bleach can irritate the skin if it's not washed
Yes,
off.
it can.
But it wouldn't make
Tell
a
'em.
person scream unless, possibly, it was poured
In
into
their
their
eyes. Yeah, that makes
and another
sense.
thing, bleach isn't flammable.
I
It's
like
just
this
not
channel a
believable at
lot.
all. Jeff would now be 22
They're getting
years
into
old and still
detail.
on the run after killing all those kids he didn't kill. He wouldn't be hard to spot, given that he has horrific scars from burns and a smile cut into his face.
Hey, y'all need to subscribe to the infographics, man, because that had me like glued to the screen. I was interested. I hope y'all was. What you guys think? Do you guys think Jeff the Killer is real, or do you think Jeff the Killer is fiction, man? I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I don't care if it's real or not. Jeff the Killer come up on me talking about go to sleep, I'm gonna sleep him right there. No cap, no kids, hit him upside the head with a water. But hey, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, turn on notifications, all that. Comment what you guys want to see. If you guys want to see me react to some more infographics, let me know. And also, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to do that. And TikTok. Do it. Why not? Just go ahead and do all that. And hey, while y'all at it, I got music dropping. So look, click that eye in the top right-hand corner. Go check out the boy music. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace, bye-bye, and subscribe. Your boy out.
By the rules I make them. Every single day I'm causing mayhem. Set the laws, I'ma disobey them. Photo next, then they necklace tangle. You a little boy to me, go tame them. I ain't got the time to entertain them. Try to run up on me, know you're gainer.